and making the play.
Hey, middle.
Now Jackson on third down. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, here's Jackson. Complete, Derrick Henry. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 37 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Offense set for a first and 10.
Hey.
Lamar throwing again. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Deron Bland has it. Space on the right. He's got room. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-6 touchdown. So we start our game off with a touchdown, Brock, but not on the side of the scoreboard that we were expecting.
Yeah, first drive on defense, the goal is to get off the field, maybe even flip the field with field position. But to score points yourself, that's not something they honestly consider too much. That is until he started that return, baby. And they saw things lining up perfectly for it to happen.
Brandon Aubrey now on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Cowboys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick-6. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Drive starts out with a first and 10. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game. A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty. They'll have to come up with 5 extra yards now after that first down flag. Play action now with Jackson. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. Throwing now on first down. It's Jackson. This is cut by Isaiah Likely. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. From the red zone now. He's got it over the middle. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Working quickly here. Jackson's going to throw again. Catch is made in close. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. So before they get the snap away, we reach the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. Back to the bank in just a moment. Welcome back. Second quarter about to start. Ravens with a chance for at least 3, maybe 6. Henry will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4.
Kid, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with it.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Offense in the hurry up here. 3rd and goal, Henry. And he will carry this across for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Now the Ravens offense staying put. Look at this. They're going for 2. And this is caught. And that bid for the lead works out. They're now up 8-7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And this drive will start inside the 25. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Blown back gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, it would really break the backs of a defense.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the Inner Harbor. The Cowboys trailing in the early going. 1st down, ball at the 36. 1st down, here's Dak. On target to his back, Rico Dowdle. And they crush him right near the marker. It looks close, but yeah, Brock, I think he safely got that 1st down before the hit.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10, Prescott. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
Escapes the pocket. He takes it himself. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down.
It's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a 1st down, that's a big bonus for the quarterback.
Here's Prescott, 1st and 10. Cut at the 10-yard line. There it is, touchdown Dallas. The Cowboys get some late points and the lead. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
That one right down the middle. And the Cowboys push their lead to 6. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Lamar now from the gun. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
With how hard it is to get an open look downfield, can't let the coverage off the hook with the drop. Saw open space, started running before he was able to watch the ball into his hands.
Shotgun snap to Jackson. His pass is complete. That's Zay Flowers. Up to the races, middle of the field. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens tie it in the final minute of the half. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. Jackson throwing for it. And the call to go for it not rewarded as the pass falls incomplete. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. His return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Prescott here from the gun. Into traffic, complete. And he'll get it up to the 44. Cowboys have to get moving here. Clock still running. Throwing on first is Prescott. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for him, thinking interception to be had, and incompletion is still pretty good for the defense.
His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. The Cowboys sending out their punting unit. And the downhill charge gets there and touches this one right at the 14. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. Looking to throw. He's on the move. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
Looking to throw. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Here's Kevontae Turpin on the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. Nice cut back to the right sideline. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Dak now from the gun. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. The intended target there was CeeDee Lamb. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. He fires one deep down the middle. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just force an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
He'll throw it. Cut out left. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. One of their best play calls of this game, Brock. Nets him 17 yards on 4th down and gets them the first. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets him around 6 there. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Back-to-back carries here. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger. But that back remains hungry.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him. So that brings up 2nd down. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark, really, from the first snap through this second half. There have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
And he will score. Touchdown, Dallas! The Cowboys take the lead right away in half number 2. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route, just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, Jackson. This one's taken in by Hill. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Tackle made by Trayvon Diggs.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 34-yard line.
2nd and 6 now. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Donovan Wilson picks it off. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and...
36-yard line.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Here's a give up the middle. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run, Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a third run after back-to-back negative losses.
Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open or risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Begins his return at the 16. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Has it downfield working the left. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. On 1st down, Jackson connects with Bateman. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. First down, here's Lamar. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. They get 13 on the pickup. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you can take a lick at any time.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Trying down the middle with Henry. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
These aren't the plays that will lead highlight reels, but they're the ones that win you ball games. What a nice gain by the back. And now his offense can go in any number of directions on 1st and 10.
First down, and they go right back to him. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. It's 2nd and goal. Henry will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. Still 1 more in their pocket to use. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Throwing now. And they pull it off. A touchdown catch in the final moments. And now overtime or a win right here are on the table. So here's a big play from the Ravens as they line up for 2. And a timeout's called. We'll have likely just a final play. Only 6 seconds remaining in this one. Defense had a chance to scheme it up. Now lined up to defend this try. Here he is to throw. Put the body on the line for his team. They didn't come here today conversion has them now moments away from that.
So many factors go into a big decision like that, Kate. You got to separate the emotion of it. You got to look at where your team is, and ultimately, who do you trust the most? In these huge decisions, time and again, it's all about trust to me. And this staff, well, they put the trust in that offense to go deliver, and boy, did they ever.
It's intercepted. That will do it. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens make one final massive play, and that finishes the win. Just outside of the nation's capital in nearby Landover, Maryland. Welcome in. We're getting a look at the enormous Northwest Stadium. Ball teed up. Austin Seibert out for the kick. And we're off and running from Landover. Deontay Hardy to return. And he gave it his best to get to the 25, just a step or two short of it. He's out along the 24-yard line. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw right away. Finds a seam down the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. First down throw for Jackson. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. Second down coming up. The gun. Here's Jackson. Forced out to his right. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Looking for his wide receiver there. That's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. And again, it's Jackson. Gets this to Bateman. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field. Keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Jackson's going to go on 4th. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. And that play doesn't get it done. We've got a turnover on down.
Do you think maybe, just maybe, there's a chance of having too much confidence offensively? That's not a spot you want to see a team going for it on 4th down. And now it puts their defense right on the hook to try and pick them up after that miscue on 4th.
They bring McLaurin in motion right. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. But give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
On second down, Robinson. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks you can keep on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the first down.
First down, ball at the 36. Shotgun snap to Daniels. And that's incomplete. A little lucky there, too. Nearly picked off on first down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
On second and 10 now, Daniels. Connects on the crosser. Touchdown, Washington! The Commanders get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
Seibert's able to connect on that extra point. And the Commanders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flight. Hardy on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Lamar now from the gun. Bateman hauls it in. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Jeremy Chin there on the stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's second and 5. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. Across the 45 and still going. And he gets it forward to the 46-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down. New set of downs for him from the 46. On first and 10, it's Jackson. Getting out to his left. Throwing on the run, deep down that. This is caught inside the 15. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a first and goal. They won't snap it in time. That is going to be the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Welcome back. Second quarter about to start. Ravens with a chance for at least 3, maybe 6. They'll run here with Henry. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. No gain that time, and now it'll be second and goal. Play action. Here's Jackson. Has it in close. And in for the Baltimore touchdown. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Frankie Louver. The 50. 30. And that is 2 points the other way as he takes the pick the entire way back. So the 2-point call does end up yielding 2 points, but definitely not on the side of the scoreboard that we were expecting.
No, I don't think it's the first thing on the audience mind as they get ready to run it, but it's definitely on the defensive mind to make up for the touchdown they just gave up. They're looking for opportunities to affect the score, and this time they were able to.
He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. To throw, Daniels. Will get it complete to Brian Robinson Jr. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Offense up to the line fast.
That's good for Washington.
Running back sent in motion left. On 1st down, here's Daniels. Taking his shot, deep down the field it goes. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Tackled on the play by Marlon Humphrey. Working quickly here.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
19 tight, 19 tight.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. 1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Catch is made in close. And that's a Washington touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one splits the uprights. And the Commanders make it a 10-point ball game. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flight. Hardy on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he goes out. Just needed one more step to reach midfield. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Buys time, rolling right. Avoids this, and after all that running, he ends up out of bounds deep behind the line of scrimmage. Not even a throwaway. That's going to count as a sack. They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Putting a receiver in motion. Lamar off the play fake. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Benjamin St. Juste picks it off.
Well, a lot of throws come in his direction, and they come out quickly. Didn't have a lot of time to step in front of them. It really takes great reactionary time, great intuition, spatial awareness to get a pick out of the slot, and he should be applauded for his efforts on that play.
Daniels from the pistol. That's McLaurin on the quick slant. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. Offense in the hurry up here. Daniels on first down. Complete. It's McLaurin. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
From the gun, it's Daniels. That's complete. Here's Austin Eckler. And he's all the way to the 5 before going out of bounds. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with first and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Man in motion here. Play fake here. Daniels. Headed out right. And that is caught. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders grow their lead just before halftime. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yeah.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
That one right down the middle. And the Commanders take a 3-possession lead. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flight. Hardy on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Complete. Derrick Henry. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. From the 39 now after that explosive start to this drive. Throwing now on first down. It's Jackson. He puts some juice on a deep throw. That's grabbed inside the 30. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's second. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun. Here's Jackson. Caught near the goal line. Touchdown, Baltimore. Well, Brock, that proved a little too tough to stick to. Turns out it was the right route to get a touchdown on that play.
Yeah, those corner routes can be some high risk at times, but big-time rewards. Think about this for a second, Kate.
It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Commanders make the defensive stand and come through with a turnover in the final moments of the half. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. He'll take this at the 10. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. This drive starts with barely any time left. 13 seconds in the half.
Come on, come on. Hey.
Daniels now. That'll be incomplete, and the clock shows 10 seconds left. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Not taking any risks here, keeping this one on the ground. Robinson, a first down and more.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the second level and beyond.
All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Going to the ground again on first. And he has a decent gain on what's going to be the final play of the half. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. And after the dive, they're set up with some decent field position to start this drive. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Daniels. He finds Brown right side. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
They send a man in motion. From the 31. Throw complete to Eckler. And he's able to move it past the 45 before going out. That's 16 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Washington first. Shotgun snap to Daniels. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. They connect on the deep shot. Touchdown, Washington. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Cyber tacks on the point after. And the Commanders push their lead to 18. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this fly. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Oh, he eats a hit to bring an end to that return right near the 25. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's Lamar. Taking the deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
They go play fake with Jackson. Chased out to his right. On the run right. Wide open down the field, and he has it! It's a huge pickup on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Left side, backs there, cut! That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Ravens first down. Again, it's Jackson to the air. Escapes out to the left. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So it's second down coming up. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react. And then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
And this is down all the way to the 3. Now Jackson on third down. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing fourth down.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. And the QB keeps it on the sneak. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Well, as they get deeper and deeper into this side of the field, they need him to become the guy who makes those plays in the biggest of moments. And that may not show up as a big old pass play and utilizing his arm, but it was his fortitude and his strength to move the sticks and may just be the catalyst for a touchdown.
Henry takes it in for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Ravens gonna give it another go, trying for 2.
The Ravens will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Jackson throwing for it. And the 2-point pass falls incomplete. They tried to get aggressive, but it doesn't work. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And this the same as the touchback now, up to the 30 before going out. Offense ready to begin this drive, first and 10.
18 Rattler. Panther 11. Panther 11. Shut him off this drive. Rig alert. Rig alert.
Out of the gun, Daniels. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. Nate Wiggins has got it. And the Ravens get it back on the final play of the quarter. A nice takeaway to end that third quarter. And they're going to have a new possession waiting to start the fourth. It's the Ravens' ball. They come in trailing, but that lead is within reach. They're out and set, first and 10. Lamar now from the gun. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
Jackson trying to get on second down. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Trying to run with Henry. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. From the gun, Jackson. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Commanders are stopped just outside of their own end zone after the interception.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for them. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats.
Throwing from his own end zone. It's taken in by Eckler. Keeps on going. It's a huge pickup on the play. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
I think one of my favorite adjectives, I don't know why, it just sounds good off the lips, is shred. Shredding paper, shredding the slopes, or dude shredding a defense just like that.
Now Daniels off the play action. He rolls to his right. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
1st carry now for Austin Eckler. And they don't allow a lane to form. Defense taking care of that play near the line. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in D.C. Commanders holding a 12-point lead. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. They kick the running back in motion. Daniels throwing on 3rd. On the move, headed right. Launching deep down the right sideline. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down. Thought he had a touchdown there. So that brings up 4th and long. The kicker gets it. Oh, it looks like he's going to throw it. Catch is made. Oh, what a hit. Jars the ball loose. And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
Just another circumstance of a very well-coached group defensively. Awareness, game situations, knowing the moment. What an excellent job there to be in position to stop that fake and really turn the momentum around.
A chance to pay off their defense's effort as they start out 1st and goal. Henry has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. Now it's Lamar. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet.
Complete to Mark Andrews. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Justin Tucker to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens trim the deficit down to 5. So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. He fields it from the 8. And he'll get a couple more on the dive before being marked down. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Come on.
Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And that should just about do it, folks. They take it in for the touchdown, and that should lock up this win. Seibert now to add the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Commanders push the lead up to 12. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flight. Hardy on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Jackson. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. That one intended for Mark Andrews. And it sets up 2nd down.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Running back sent in motion. 2nd and 10 now. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Commanders get the football back inside the 45-yard line after the interception.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions in just this game? And then overall, what is this offense doing that has this defense clued in coverage-wise to every route combination they're trying to throw?
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Wow, they're going to pass it here. Catch is made down the right sideline. He makes it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders have likely locked up the win right there.